Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another video. So this is going to be the round 6 feature match for the 12th edition of my online Discord tournament, and this one is going to be between Galaxy Eyes 89 on Sky Striker versus Sonindo on Swordsoul. And if you guys are wondering why we didn't feature round 5, it's because none of the matches were super interesting, or they were all already duplicates of people we already featured, so wanted to get some new people on the feature match table, if you will. But if you are interested in playing in the next tournament, which will in fact be a 10k sub special if we hit that on the channel, definitely go ahead and check out my Discord server. You can find the link to that in the description box as usual. And let's just go ahead and get started here without any further ado. So we are going to be seeing the Swordsoul player take the RPS win, and they're going to choose to go first here. So not too surprising. Also, it's nice that they had a rose pick on DB, so I didn't actually have to go ahead and fetch an image. So thank you for that. You see the raised sleeves as well. But yeah, we're going to see the Swordsoul player open up a copy of Ecclesia, Emergence, Taya, Prosperity, and Ash. You can tell how old this replay is because they still have the old Shangjan names. But yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. This was obviously Bode format, but this tournament took place like generally mid to late October. Just getting around to these replays now. But yeah, still a meta matchup, relatively speaking, so pretty good. But yeah, this hand is solid going first, not much to comment about it. And then the opening hand for Striker going second is going to be Nibiru, Fusion Destiny, Multi-Roll, Veiler, and Widow Anchor. So hand is pretty solid, except for the fact that there's no Striker engine yet. But they have Fusion Destiny, which is a pretty insane card, of course, in a potential grinding matchup, especially because it is like pure. So yeah, we see two hand traps as well. So we're going to see them start off with a copy of Ecclesia. That's going to go and tribute itself to summon out Moye from deck. And then Moye effect is going to go ahead and reveal the Taya from hand. So that's going to be Veilered right there. But they're going to follow up with a copy of Emergence, so they can go for Longyun and play anyway. So Longyun is going to go ahead and be searched there. That would play into Nib if they go for like Chisha over Baron. So I guess we'll have to see what the play is going to be. So they're going to pitch Taya for this copy of Longyun, and they're going to summon out the token here. And then they're going to go and synchro off for Chisha. They're going to go Chisha 1, Moye 2. So they are going to forsake this Prosperity this turn. They draw an Taya off the Moye, and then Chisha is going to actually banish the Blackout from the deck here. I keep wanting to call this card Sudden Shift, like even when I see it like with the new name, because like Sudden Shift is such a cool name to me. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you prefer Sudden Shift or Blackout. I actually made a tweet about it not too long ago. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and activate the Blackout here to generate another token, and that is Summon 5 because it was Moye 1, Longyun token 2, 3. This is 4, this is 5. So Nibiru will be dropped at this point. Summon out itself and then the token, of course. And then they are going to pass because Prosperity is off right now. So drawing for turn, the Striker player is going to pick up a copy of Imperm. Definitely not too bad. So they're going to go ahead and activate Multi-Roll. They're going to set Widow Anchor, and then they're going to activate Multi-Roll to clear this Widow Anchor. So now Fusion Destiny actually can't be Ashed. So pretty heads-up play on their part, playing around this Ash here. So Fusion Destiny going to go ahead and send the Garnets. That's going to bring out the Enforcer right here. And then they're going to proceed to end of main and then go to battle phase. This token is fairly beefy. It's on 33 defense. Yeah, so they're going to go ahead and pop the Enforcer in the token and then get in for 3,000 damage after activating the Grave Effective Enforcer. They could have, if they wanted to, they could have gone ahead and used Multi-Roll to send Nibiru instead at the cost of some damage so that they could have kept Widow Anchor as another interruption. Because like, Enforcer obviously is going to, be removing itself from the main monster zone. That's why, its engine is super popular with this deck right now. But yeah, they choose to get more damage in instead. Oh, top deck is going to be Call by the Grave. That is pretty massive. So this can answer Enforcer quite nicely. So draw phase, yeah, Call by the Grave. That's going to hit Enforcer. And then standby phase, it still resolves even though it's under Call by the Grave, just because the effect already activated, so they need to resolve the Enforcer. So Dasher does get summoned. So we're going to proceed to main phase 1. They have Taya Prosperity against Imperm. So that is quite nice. I guess the point about Multi-Roll on Nibiru last turn ended up not mattering because of this call by, because the Dasher would have clogged their zone, and they wouldn't have been able to use the Widow Anchor anyways. At least not immediately. Prosperity going to be banishing 6 here. Let's take a look at these. So we see Riser and Black Rose. These are not like usually played now, but again, this is like early stages of testing, so it makes sense. We see Baron and they need to banish one more actually. Okay, so that instant fusion too because they're playing the Magic Key. So you can tell this is like pure Swordsoul. There's like not really tinies in this. They're gonna go ahead and banish 6. So that is pretty good because they're gonna pick up Ecclesia for sure. I guess I can pick up Gold Sark. You can see this is another extender for like Blackout. Like that would help also play around Imperm, but I mean either way it's pretty fine because yeah, Ecclesia won't consume the normal summon, so Taya can just go in. So yeah, they're gonna go ahead and special Ecclesia, Tribute, summon out Moye from deck, and then Moye gonna go and reveal the Taya from hand. That's gonna summon out a token. And then from here, they're gonna go ahead and synchro off for a Dragite. Yeah, they chose not to imperm that because they knew about Taya in hand anyway, but now there's just no point where they can use this. So Taya gonna be summoned next. That's gonna go ahead and banish the Moye from grave to summon another token. And then they're gonna go for Draco Berserker, the Tenyi. So they choose to go for this over the Bashia. Because they want to, I guess, clear the board and get more damage in. Yeah, because like Bashia wouldn't really be able to clear the Nibiru right here, whereas Draco Berserker can. Because this has an effect where if it attacks and it destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the grave, you can make a gain attack and then it can attack another monster in the battle phase. So yeah, they're going to go ahead and attack over the Dasher, and then they're going to use the Berserker effect. That's going to go and gain 2100, attack over Nibiru, and then get in for 3000 with the Dragite. And then in main phase 2, they're just going to pass right here. They draw Ash Blossom for turn, and I guess they are deliberating on using Dasher, because you can Dasher, summon, and then try and Celestial, but they have Ash for this, so that's going to be game. Yeah, Dasher, summon Ash from hand, and then Celestial, they're going to chain Ash, and that's going to be the end of game 1. So moving on into game number 2 here, it looks like Striker has opted to start things off, and their hand going first is going to be Ash Blossom, Call by the Grave, Dasher, Widow Anchor, and Terraforming. Again, not really opening the Striker package, unfortunately, but they have a couple of defensive cards, and maybe Area Zero can get them to something. Dasher, always loyal in the hand. And then the opening hand for Swordsoul going second is going to be Moye. Speaking of which, they also have Dasher. Long Yun, Prosperity, and Ash. So two cards the same in both players' hands. So this hand is interesting. If they terraform to add area and then they send their own Widow, they can chain Ash to it, and then they can chain Call by, which would turn off their own Ash. So we'll see if that gets played out like that. They're going to terraform for Area 0, and then they're going to activate the Area 0. They're going to set Call by the Grave instead. Alright, so now this can't respond to the Ash. Which they do actually use it on. Oops, I hit fast forward by mistake. But maybe that's better, because now they have 3 interruptions, whereas if they did it the other way, like they chain Call by to Ash, they chain off their own Ash, and if this whiffs, then they have 1 interruption. So this is probably better in terms of the outcome. They drew for turn, I believe, the Emergence, and now they're going to know something about Moye. They revealed the Long Yun in hand, and then the Widow Anchor is going to be activated. And then they're going to activate Prosperity next. That's going to go and banish 6 again. So we'll see this time. So they banished the Yazi instead of the Magic Key Fusion this time around. So Prosperity going to be Ash right there. But they have follow up in the Long Yun, so that is pretty good. So yeah, they're going to go ahead and activate the Emergence. That's going to search for Taya. And then they're going to Long Yun right here. So it's going to summon itself and the token, pitching the Taya, of course. So now both of them only have Dasher in hand. They're going to go and synchro off, not for Chi Shell, but they're going to go for Bashia. So they're going to go ahead and Bashia, yeah, they can't Moye because of Prosperity this turn. But they're going to go and spin back the Field Spell. They only get 1 spin because Moye is also water, as well as a token. So they're going to spin back Area. But yeah, now they're going to try and bring back Taya with the Bashia, and that's going to get Call by. I guess, to be fair, if they tried to hit Call by, they would have chained it anyway to the Taya, because it's pretty obvious what the play is after Bashia spin. So, yeah, the outcome would have been actually worse, since Area 0 would have been left on field. I mean, if they had gone for Chi Shell in general, I guess that loses harder, like Widow Anchor Imperm, so it makes sense to try and go for this play. Well, if they get Widow Anchored, they can't really go for Taya regardless, so maybe it was worth it to just go for Chi Shell straight up, potentially. But maybe they just wanted to clear the Area 0, because both players are kind of on low resources, which makes sense. They're going to Bashia here, they're going to target Taya and the Long Yun, that's going to be Call by, of course. So, going to banish and negate the Taya, well, effectively just nullifying the Bashia. They're going to hit for 23, and then they're going to go and pass. They draw Hornet Drones for turn. That is a pretty solid one. They need to draw pretty much a Striker monster, and they were good to go. And there were plenty of those. So Hornet Drone, make Hayate, go to battle phase, swing for 15. Hayate effect, that's going to go and send one. So they're going to send here probably Ray, just to keep the engine going. They're thinking for a while here. Yeah, they're going to send Ray. And then main phase 2, they're going to go ahead and tag into Gagari. This is going to go ahead and add back the Widow Anchor, and they will activate the Widow Anchor here. So that's going to go and take the Bashia. So they want to go for Verte over continuing their Striker engine, which I guess is fair enough. They could have ended on like just Widow Anchor with like follow-ups, but yeah, Enforcer is nice because it like helps take care of the Bashia in the process. Like Enforcer is crazy in simplified game states, of course, as we all know. So yeah, gonna go ahead, go to Verte, and then they're gonna go and summon out the Enforcer. And now they have a potential way to get back into the Striker cards through Celestial. We see the top deck. I can't even speak right now. A copy of Ecclesia. So this is going to be not actually that great because the only thing they can properly summon is Taya, and Taya gets popped by Enforcer because it's not on summon. So yeah, they're gonna go and try it anyways. They're gonna go ahead and Ecclesia summon itself, and then they're gonna tribute to summon out Taya. And then they're going to go on that summon, activate the Enforcer, popping itself as well as the Taya right there. And then they're going to Enforce the Graveyard effect and then pass. They draw Shark Cannon for turn. Enforcer coming back in standby. They're going to set the Shark Cannon, then draw 2. And this time it will resolve, no Ash. So they draw Prosperity and Ray. I feel like Prosperity gets drawn a lot off of Celestial. But yeah, this is not bad. They get back their Striker engine like I mentioned last turn, so that's good. And they know summon out Ray. How much damage is this? This is 45. They have 5 spells in Grave. So actually they have Game here if they see the line. So they can actually Enforcer, pop Verte after they attack with everything. And that vacates the extra monster zone, so Ray can tag into Kagari. You just don't use Kagari effect, and it's 2k damage exactly for game. So we'll see if they go for it. Verte attack, Enforcer attack, Ray attack. And then they're going to... Oh, yeah, they're going to activate the Enforcer right here. So they're going to go ahead and pop through Verte and the Enforcer, grab the Graveyard effect of Enforcer, and then Ray effect, tag out into Gagari, and that's game. So they saw the line, well played in game 2, so that goes to Striker. And now we're going to move into game number 3, where it looks like the Swordsoul player is going to choose to go first. And if you're enjoying this video, please be sure to drop a like. It really does help out a lot. I would highly appreciate it. But carrying on here, we are going to go ahead and see the Swordsoul players opening hand in game 3. Going first to be Moye, Goldstark, Instant Fusion, Imperm, and Emergence. Holy moly, that is a lot of extenders. Yeah, there's a lot of engine cards. Not much to say. This can push past quite a lot here if they so desire. And then the opening hand going second for the Striker player, I almost said Swordsoul again, is going to be Valor, Nibiru, Prosperity, Reinforcement of the Army, and Area 0. So their hand's also quite strong. They have their Striker engine online, they have Prosperity to help dig, and 2 hand traps. So should be a good game 3. Starting things off, they're going to Moye effect. That's going to reveal the Emergence, and then they're going to go ahead and summon out the token. They don't have like the greatest way to make Baron here, so we'll see if they play around Nib. They're going to go for Chi Shell, and then they're going to Chi Shell and Moye. So that's going to go and draw into Hcabe the Grave, so another interruption, and that could potentially trade with the Valor, so pretty good. They're going to search for Blackout, and then they're going to go ahead and actually not commit to the Emergence or any of these extenders, it looks like. They're going to just set 3 up. They're actually going to go and take a step back here. Opponent's allowing it, so they're going to go and Goldstark for the Blackout right here. And then Blackout effect is going to go and summon out a token. So they're doing this because they want to pop the token off the Blackout, keep Chi Shell around. And this way, if the game goes long, because it is Striker and that could definitely happen, Goldstark might actually resolve to add this back, which is pretty funny. We'll see if that actually happens. It's been a long time since I've actually seen a Goldstark resolve like fully. They're going to go and pass. They draw Rose for turn, so more Striker engine. They're going to Rhoda here for a copy of Ray. Actually, I noticed they chose not to use Valor this entire time. I guess I should talk about that because I didn't really think about that. They play around Nib, obviously, which is pretty smart because they saw it game 1. They didn't Moye the Valor, or sorry, Valor the Moye, got that backwards, but I wonder why. Maybe they were playing around like potential extenders, which is fair, but they also didn't hit Chi Shell, so I guess the reasoning is they wanted to hold both of these together if like they made a big board, Because like even if Baroness hits the field, they can like Nibiru and then chain Veiler. I guess that was their thought process. So they're gonna have Prosperity here. That's gonna go and banish just 3, it looks like. And then going to go ahead and hit some pretty decent cards. Actually, Terraforming is quite nice here because that grabs Mystic Mine, and that is going to be good because, of course, Blackout has to target 2 exactly, so Striker can just sit on the Mystic Mine pretty much forever. They banished Halcyon, which is notable. Oh, Terraforming is actually going to grab another copy of Area. I didn't expect this. So, either maybe they don't play Mine. I feel like that's unlikely given it's Striker. But I guess they feel like they should make a push now because they have a lot of good resources anyways. And maybe they're thinking that like, oh, you know, it's Swordsoul. They probably set it in Imperial Order going first. I mean, it's pretty likely. So I guess they feel like they're not playing on like a super long clock here. But they're going to go for Area Chain Ray. That's going to be called by. That's going to be rough here. Yep, Call By gonna hit that, and then they're going to go and pick up a Shark Cannon. Maybe it was worth it to play around Call By the Grave, because they could have like set Terraforming if they plan on doing it like this, and then they could have kept Ray around like that. But yeah, they're gonna go ahead and pick up the Shark Cannon, which was set and pass, so not looking too good for Striker here. Especially after that top deck. Jeez, they draw Imperial Order. All right, well, speaking of which, I guess sitting on mine definitely wasn't gonna work because they drew Order right away. So they're going to go ahead and activate the Emergence, and then that's going to pick up Taya. So we'll see if they continue to play around Nibiru, because they did it turn 1. They're going to normal summon out Taya. That's going to go ahead and banish the Emergence, and then summon out a token. They choose not to reduce the level. And then they're going to go for the Adamantipated Risen Dragite. So they're asking what they should Ash against this deck. As we know now, again, this is like really early stages, like before Boat actually released. But Ash definitely isn't like the best card against this matchup for sure. Taya gonna go and send one, sending another Long Yun here. And then they're going to go for the Dragite. There's only 3 Ash targets. Chi-Shao can be chain blocked, which reads only the Rhoda or Fusion Destiny. And like Fusion Destiny is fine. We actually didn't see really any of the Fusion Destiny package in this deck. But yeah, like hitting Emergence doesn't actually feel that great. Like it's okay, but it's not really earth-shattering, for this deck. They actually choose to just attack for 58. So they are playing around Nibiru still, and they're gonna set Order and pass. I mean, they should feel confident with Blackout, Imperm, Order. They also chose not to black at any point because again, they has to target exactly 2. So I mean, they don't want to give them back access to Ray for no reason. That would be pretty silly. They draw a Widow Anchor for turn. So we'll see how this gets played out. They're going to go ahead and activate Area 0 targeting their set. That's going to be met with Order. And then they're going to go ahead and chain to that the Shark Cannon. And then they're going to target Moye. They have 3 spells, so they can choose to summon it if they want to. Draga is going to negate the Shark Cannon, but they can use Widow Anchor to negate the Dragite right there. So pretty decent outcome considering Order is going to be negating this area right here. And then they're going to try and end the main phase and go to battle phase. They're going to attack into Chi-Shao. I imagine they're going to drop the Blackout because, I mean, they're going to have to stop Verte anyways. So might as well do it here. Preserve your Chi-Shao. So everything gets popped, and then they're going to notice that Rose in main phase 2. Go for Kagari. Kagari effect, that's going to add back. They choose to let this resolve. Not really any point to negate it when you have Order up. So they are pretty much just exclusively saving this for Verte, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, they could also just Chi-Shao negate it, to be fair. But yeah, they're going to go and summon out Shizuku. I was thinking about Chi-Shao because like that would also... I was thinking that would play into Tactics if they activated it, but again, Order is just invalidates the entire deck pretty much. Yeah, this is not where you want to be when you're Striker. They're going to go ahead and Shizuku, they're going to chain Chi-Shao to negate it, and they're going to banish the token. They're going to banish Sudden Shift, which gets a token. And actually, Goldstark will make it to standby phase 2 here, so it did come up. They draw Moye for turn, and hey, Goldstark is resolving, so they add back the Blackout. I don't think it's going to matter here, but it's pretty funny that it did, in fact, fully resolve. So going to go, not fully resolved, but you know what I mean. They're going to go ahead and Moge to reveal the Blackout Summon Out token, and then make Draco Berserker, the Tenyi. That is pretty good. That should just be game. They're going to go and Moye draw into Moye, and then they're going to go Battle Phase, attack, and that'll be the end of the match. So we're going to see Swordsoul take this one down 2-1 in round 6. Both these players actually did clear for top 8, if I do remember correctly. Again, it's been a little while since the tournament concluded, but I will have those top cut matches on the channel for you guys pretty shortly here. And again, the next tournament will be the 10K special one. I do plan on, making it a little bit different from the normal way I do it, which is like kind of spread out over the course of about a month or so, giving players time to coordinate. I want to run this one kind of similar to MBT's Child Slime Monthly. It'll be like streamed and everything once I get the time to after my semester's over. So yeah, definitely go ahead and again check out the Discord if you are interested in that, because I want to make this a good tournament. And I already talked to some of my mods as well in the server. They're also excited to host and contribute to prizing, which I will also be adding to. So yeah, would be a free tournament with prizing. So if that's the incentive, then definitely go ahead and check that out. But that's gonna wrap things up here. So thanks again for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy. And until next time, I will catch you in the next video. See you guys.